A busy main street. A young boy's yell. "Miss, look out!" A sickening thud, and Molly went down, knocked to her side in a tangle of skirt and petticoat. Her head banged in the mud, narrowly missed by a screaming horse, hooves dangerously close. Fresh manure, great, fragrant clumps of it, dropped from on high, landing close to her nose. The last thing she saw was the back of an urchin boy, running for his life, his oversized, faded red shirt flapping. The last thing she remembered was clutching the note that had been thrust into her hand moments before. The last thing she did was somehow sneak it into her reticule, its opening sewn inside her skirt, before her fingers lost their grip. Her head hurt. She let out a little breath, gave in to the pain, and closed her eyes. "And how many fingers?" "2," Molly groaned. "Where am I?" "How about you answer me for now?" the woman said. Her pale blue eyes narrowed as she studied her charge. Her gaze was warm, concerned. "What colony are we in, my dear? What town?" She gave a little laugh at Molly's bewildered face. "You've hit your head quite hard, so I'm checking your memory is not impaired." Her memory? Steely arms had carried her up a flight of stairs. 2 men's voices thundered urgency as she drifted in and out of consciousness. "Western Australia. I'm in Albany, on Princess Royal Harbour." "And what great excitement has befallen our safe shores this last week?" The older woman, her frilled bonnet well worn and fraying at the edges, peered into one of Molly's eyes, then the other. A ship carrying the Royal Princes Albert and George is anchored in the bay." "Quite right." Molly had met Mrs Sloane, one of the town's midwives, often before on the street shopping. The woman would nod and greet her with a smile and would linger to exchange pleasantries with Molly and her chaperone, Mrs Caldicott. "And what year is it?" She lifted one of Molly's eyelids with cool fingers. Lavender oil and tobacco smoke drifted from the woman's clothes. 1881. Mrs Sloane opened the other eyelid. "Very good." She withdrew from her tote an old listening device, a hollow funnel-like tube of wood attached to earpieces, and, after tucking the narrow ends into her ears, she pressed the wider end under Molly's bodice and over her heart. She listened, moving it to other places over Molly's chest. The woman straightened and put the instrument aside, adjusting her neckerchief. She looked from another era, an old-fashioned nanny of sorts. Molly couldn't ever pinpoint her accent, but there were traces of home, of Yorkshire. It also carried the flat inflection of the colonial. She must have been in the colony a while. "There you have it, Mrs Hurtle," Mrs Sloane said. "The lady's in fine health, but for a few bumps and bruises." "Hardly a lady, Mrs Sloane." The very British voice, female and huffy, the accent hailing from southeast England somewhere, was heavy with disdain. "Molly, indeed." Mrs Hurtle came into view. A towering woman. Molly blinked at the overt insult. "Wonder what you did to find yourself all the way from home, you pompous harridan."